Good evening, Canada. We are back this week with our new episode of Voice of Canada. Your host, Asphandiar Wadiwalla, my co host, Cindy Young, and we have a very dynamic guest speaker today. She is Tamara Gavrilenko.
Thank you.
Welcome to our show. Would you kindly introduce yourself to our audience, your name, where you were born, and what is your profession?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tamara Gavrilenko. I was born and raised in Tajikistan, Dushanbe. I own a construction company, and my background, I'm a civil engineer. And thank you, Aspi, for having me tonight.
Most welcome.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, Cindy.
We truly appreciate that you, in spite of being so busy, even you made it to our show.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Go ahead.
A very warm welcome, Tamara, to Voice of Canada tonight. So Tamara is an outstanding lady in her life. When we read the contents of her life and bio and experiences, we were truly impressed of what you have achieved in such a short time.
Thank you.
Due to your hard work and sincerity. Tamara, if you can inform our viewers, your massive studies from Moscow in Russia to Montreal, Quebec in Canada, and if you could tell us one by one those years that were spent
Just
doing
briefly.
that. Yeah.
Sure, we'll do. First of all, thank you very much. You're making me flutter.
You're to be flattered. Why
by
not? You
acknowledging-
deserve all the credit.
done
Tamara,
amazing
you have
things.
worked hard from so young age till today.
Thank you
Your
very much.
achievements are dynamic.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, giving a bit of background on my professional development, if I may say so. Basically, as I mentioned previously, growing up in Tajikistan, from Tajikistan I moved to Moscow. I've worked and lived in Moscow and studied in Moscow for about 8 years. I've done my first bachelor's degree in civil engineering back in Moscow as well, in Moscow State University of Civil Engineering. I've also received my master's degree there in civil engineering. And as I moved to Canada, I pursued as well my education further, and as well did my studies here in Montreal at Concordia University, and graduated with a master's degree in construction management and building engineering.
Amazing.
So you're a
Thank you.
double master.
Yes, I have double
Double
master's
It's a
degree.
challenging degree and a challenging to get all of those
Tamara, with
credentials.
your
Amazing.
impressive bio, we are really proud of you that now you own your own company, TGV Construction Group. So just say, tell us how happy you are being the owner of your own construction company.
If you would ask probably 10 other entrepreneurs, 9 out of 10 say that most of the time it's quite challenging. Definitely, there's a lot of happy moments of having your own business and being your own boss.
Definitely.
I truly enjoy it. Frankly, the company is relatively new. It's been registered in 2017.
But still, you have created a name.
Thank you. Yes,
We are just hearing everywhere. If I go to Brampton, I hear Tamara. Huh?
Thank you. I'm trying.
At our Mayor Brown's office, I say, so where is Tamara? Huh? When I go to Rudy's office, they say
where's
Tamara is
Tamara?
the best construction
Thank
company.
you. Thank you.
Amazing.
What we're trying to achieve with our team is that definitely to deliver
The best.
to deliver exclusive services to everyone we're working with. And as our company growing, we serve a lot of municipalities. We work with a lot of different.
Your target, really exact. You are going on your target. Connecting with municipalities.
We're trying
all within the GTA, right?
With basically within Ontario.
Ontario.
We have 2 branches and 2 divisions in our company. One is emergency mitigation and restoration,
Nice.
where we work with a lot of property management companies.
You do that also.
Insurance adjusters.
lovely.
We do a lot
That
of
means you are doing a full thing, full package you are providing.
Yes, it's a lot of technical stuff, asbestos removal, mold remediation. That's why we serve a lot
All
of
the floods that are
municipalities.
happening?
Yes.
Achha, Tamara, tell me, this is out of my script, that this construction line is basically for men, considered, but no more with the modern times and all. Lots of Central Asian countries, ladies are in it. But
yeah.
previously it was more dominant. Still,
Mhm.
even in Canada, you won't find a woman boss for a construction company.
True. Yeah, I
Yeah.
fully agree with you. It's
Yeah.
still male dominant industry. You find nowadays more females in trades.
Trade, yeah.
Yes,
Trade,
yes.
retail,
That's
office
starting to
work,
get more and more.
corporate,
more and
corporate
more.
IT.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
there are more of female being in this industry. You'll find more some of the some women in more on the executive positions in larger companies. In small companies, not too often. And I guess one of the reasons why I was so eager and adamant about setting up my own company
Because
is that
you're tough.
so
Yeah.
one of the things, but also because I definitely want to promote the environment
Definitely.
and lead by an example
Example,
to
yeah.
younger generation that doesn't matter how dominant the industry can be by
Can be,
male
but
or
women
female.
can also do.
Definitely,
Yes.
and
It has got nothing,
and
yeah.
it's the same as any other industry
That's
where
what we
males-
like in you.
Yes.
You take the challenge well.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So Tamara, you have such a sweet name. I love that name, Tamara,
Thank
too, which is pretty popular in the CIS countries.
Yep.
Can you tell us what are some of your current projects that you're working on here in Canada?
So as I mentioned previously, so we have service contracts with different municipalities.
Municipalities,
We also serving ICI sectors, which is industrial, commercial, and institutional. We're also working on in residential sector. So we work with a lot of private
Private
residentials.
also.
We address, as I mentioned before, the company is fast growing. Just within last 3 years, we finished over 200 projects, and we are taking a lot of different projects from different sectors in the construction industry.
Nice.
As our team is big and we're trying to expand.
And you must be visiting all the sites also.
Most of the
being
time.
an engineer.
Most of
Most
the time.
of the sites you must be there on the
Yes,
on
most of
site
the time.
available also.
Yeah, most of the time, and also I believe that the best way to lead and grow company is that by setting up an example, and that's the reason I do not mind to roll my sleeves and show the team that
Why not? You are hardworking.
You can just get in there
as much. I don't do physical work. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not in trades, but I definitely, as part of the project management team and company, like as a company
great
management.
model for other women too.
Yes, so
That's
I
very
all the
good.
time there. I don't sit at back on my desk at the office. I'm all the time at the job.
So are you a strict boss? Because construction line needs a strict boss.
I would say I'm fair.
You're fair.
I'm fair.
That's very good.
I'm fair.
That's a very good answer.
That's a very good answer.
Very nice
Yes.
diplomatic answer. Tamara, as you are an engineer in construction, you provide this service to your clients and undertake projects to be built as per the design and complete. Your firm does full fabrication construction from A to Z.
Yes. So our services include not only restoration work and addressing any emergency claims that might happen. We also provide design services. We provide construction management services. Again, it depends on the scale of the project and our clients' needs. Sometimes, let's say we have clients for whom we perform certain services on previous projects, and then they would come back to us and ask us if we also provide something in addition to what we've already served. That allows us to not only grow and get more skilled in what we're doing, but also show our clients that we also have and have capacities and have staff trained and qualified to do certain other services like design or construction management, as I mentioned, project management, estimating, depends. So very flexible in what we are doing. And then again, if, for example, there are certain areas where it's out of our expertise, of course, we provide references with professionals with whom we already worked previously, and we know that they deliver from their end.
So Tamara, is it easy to get workers in construction industry, or it's hard to get skilled workers?
That's been challenging.
After COVID, it was challenging
for quite a while. I would say there's two and sides of it. prior to COVID, most of the contractors they were so busy, they were booked for up to 2 years.
2 to 3
After
years.
after when COVID happened, a lot of small contractors couldn't withstand that
Withstand the lockdowns and
the
all those
lockdowns
stuff.
and everything. So a lot of
Right.
companies closed. And then nowadays, because we see there's a lot of changes on the real estate market and rates are
Yes.
But
going
it's coming
There's a
up
lot, yes.
because the bank interest were reduced
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yep.
So that
Yeah.
will give a good impact.
It'll have
And
an
the
impact on it,
construction
yeah, for
industry
sure.
will pick up very fast.
It's changing. The rates are going down.
Yeah.
They increased, but now they're slowly
They're slowly
going
reducing.
reducing. Yes, but that being said, the market is not as busy as it used to be.
It will come up.
It will come up
It's
definitely.
just
that
have
meaning that
positive.
and thankfully, Canada opened their doors to a lot of new immigrants,
New immigrants,
supporting different countries. And that being said, a lot of newcomers came with a skill set that was required in the market,
In the market.
nowadays. So I would say it's better nowadays.
It's better.
It's better. We
Yeah,
have
because
less difficulties.
unemployment is also higher.
Yes.
So you are getting a lot of
Yeah.
people available to work
Yes, definitely.
after COVID.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
amazing.
Go ahead, Namas.
Tamara, as you have acquired such a high levels of skills in what you definitely feel very blessed about, and so much knowledge in your field of construction, are you a full-fledged civil engineer as well? And currently, when you undertake a construction project, how do you organize your team, laying that foundation for your team and the clients and all of the things that go along with that?
So I'm educated as an engineer.
Engineer.
However, I do not hold a professional designation as professional engineer within Ontario province. So that being said, I'm not practicing as an engineer.
Okay.
So I do apply my skill set that I have on certain work, but I do not consult nor advise
As
an engineer. Yes, that I don't have that.
So you plan to do that? Complete some
hopefully-
requirements and you can get that qualification.
Hopefully in the future.
Is
In the
it just
future.
because you're in Ontario?
No, it's because
Canadian. It's a
So
Canadian
it's
law.
Canadian.
It's a Canadian law. You have
It's
to
a
get
Canadian,
license to
right.
practice engineering, and
Right.
I find my strongest skill set as I shifted in my professional career more in construction management. So I truly believe you have to be really good in what
Really
you're
good,
doing,
yeah.
and
Yes.
sometimes just carrying designation
Good and
for the
articulate also at the
and
same time, because this is a
Absolutely.
very
definitely.
highly skilled
Definitely,
work and the
definitely.
whole responsibility is over your head.
Right.
Definitely, and
Right.
just to have the designation for like a check mark, I'd rather not to.
Definitely.
very
You're a
comfortable
good
where I am.
worker.
Yes.
You don't want to have
Yes.
designation. You want to
You're
show
good at
your
what you
work.
do. It's good, yeah.
Yes. So, in terms of organizing the teams, and again, it depends on the project,
Yes.
on the scale of the project. Definitely, we have to make sure that we address any job or any project that we're taking on from A to Z, ensuring that whoever we are serving at times are satisfied with our services and happy. And know that doesn't matter how big the work, if we have to address a flood, or if we have to
Definitely.
build a proper structure for a commercial development, we have to make sure that everything's set up in a way
Set
that
up.
the project is set up
Sure.
for being delivered
It goes in
within
the right way.
It's going in the right direction.
timelines and the budget.
Right. Right.
So we will be taking a short break and we'll be with you shortly. Welcome back after a short break. Welcome back after a short break in our weekly talk show, Voice of Canada. Your host, Asphandiar Wadiwalla, my co-host, Cindy Young, and our guest is Tamara, a great constructor in GTHA. So, Tamara, you came to Canada in what we see from your bio as a landed immigrant in 2012, and you landed in French province of Quebec in Montreal.
Correct.
So tell us about your coming to Montreal, and then from 2013 to 2015, you completed your master degree in construction also. So tell us all about your double master and how you juggle everything. Being new here in Canada, how did you manage?
I mean, Canada is a very exciting country. It gives a
Very
lot of
multicultural, highly.
multicultural. It gives a lot of opportunities to newcomers. I had a chance of basically exploring as a newcomer what else I'm going to be doing in Canada. And as mentioned earlier, I received enough education previously. When I landed in Canada, I felt like at that point of my life, it wouldn't be very wise to switch to any other professions, especially that I like engineering and I like construction.
Yeah. Why not?
So at that time, I looked into opportunities how I can
Pursue your career.
assimilate and adapt myself better. How can I understand construction processes in Canada? So there is no better way than get educated. So for that reason, I've decided to pursue my second master's degree at Concordia University. I've made an application. I filed all the documents, and I was successfully accepted.
And it's a very well-known university.
It's very well
My
known.
son has studied in Concordia IT. He did his
very
IT from Concordia.
Very well known.
The program is really strong. The professors are amazing, to be honest.
And lots of international students.
A lot of
in Concordia.
The majority
and McGill and Concordia both are equal. Very strong universities in Quebec.
Yes, very strong, and the program is very interesting. It was nothing but just a pleasure studying there. 2 years passed by so fast. I've gained so much knowledge. It allowed me to be able to integrate all the knowledge that I've gained back in Moscow, where I studied, to Canadian market, adapt and adjust as it required to be with the requirements of building codes and everything that is applicable in Canadian construction industry, and allowed me basically to integrate faster in my profession.
So tell us, at Concordia, did you study in which medium? Was what, English or French?
I actually studied in English.
In English. Okay.
When I landed in Montreal, I immigrated as a professional immigrant through professional program through Quebec province.
Wow.
I've lived there for about 5 years.
5 years. You completed the period. Period was asked to stay in Quebec only.
Yes. I actually considered staying there. But then a career opportunity
is more in Ontario,
and then I had
main engine for Canada is Ontario.
Yes, and that's the reason I had to move to.
That you finally came to
Ontario, Toronto. Yes,
very
and
good.
I love this province. It's very welcoming. Very nice. A lot of opportunities. Construction.
Never-ending opportunities for construction.
100%.
We are building homes and houses and commercial,
100%.
and all the municipalities are involved in so many projects.
Yes.
So for you,
I feel
sky
like
is the
never-ending work.
I feel like a fish in the ocean here. It's there's so much
so much opportunity,
and we have got huge lands to construct, and everything is possible.
Absolutely amazing. Tamara, you were also a winner in 40 Under 40 magazine in construction industry in 2023, so just last year. If you could tell us a little bit about this.
So last year I was nominated by one of the industry fellows with whom we worked previously, and who had all the exposure to what I'm doing within the company, construction, and he kindly nominated me, which I haven't even known about, to that nomination 40 Under 40 that happens every year in
construction. And you're in the right age bracket too.
Yeah,
40 under 40.
I'm still there.
You're still there. You've not touched 40.
Still there.
Still there. Couple more years, but so that basically recognition for your achievements in construction industry, for your input in construction industry within Canada. So there's you have to get pre-qualified and nominated, and there's a lot of young professionals.
And it's a prestigious magazine, 40 Under 40.
That nomination
for
is
construction.
The magazine is actually called Side News, and the nomination is 40 Under 40 in construction industry within Canada.
And you were the winner in 2023.
Yes,
sure.
Yes. So
that's very good. It's a feather in your cap.
Yes.
Okay, Tamara, what we see from your bio from 2017 to 2021, in which even we faced the pandemic of COVID, you work with lots of local developers here in GTHA to understand the construction industry, especially in Ontario. Tell us your some experience about that.
In general, COVID hit hard.
But the construction industry was on.
Some
to a greater extent.
Some job sites, I would say, some job sites kept going. Small to mid-size renovation projects were all on
Mhm.
hold.
Ah.
For that reason, we also started exploring how to keep the company
Uh-huh.
afloat, and we
Float and
started
all that stuff. Okay.
exposing
So it was
ourselves.
difficult for younger companies to continue.
Definitely,
But
it
the
was a
bigger
very
ones, they continued the work.
Definitely, it
Yes.
was very challenging time
Period, yeah.
for smaller companies.
Yeah.
However, we were able to manage, and we in this case we even built stronger foundation for ourselves as
Mhm.
we got
Oh, very
we got
nice.
Definitely.
exposed
Gave a good
ourselves.
opportunity for that.
Yes, we got
And during
exposed
that
ourselves.
period, you even got a good experience.
Yes, we got exposed ourselves to working in emergency sector, which we've learned doesn't matter what's happening with the market, it's still
Even with
gonna
lockdowns, also
emergencies
construction
are happening.
industry
Yeah.
was on.
As-
Like our media, I started my show 4 years ago during COVID.
Yes, sometimes
So, you know, that clicked
sometimes
it. And today
downtimes
it's
are the
still
best
going
to
on.
start. Yes, sometimes downtimes is the best to start, and then that being said, as you see, for example, right now what's happening in Florida, right? Hurricane
Yeah,
happened,
correct.
and
Yes.
no matter what, like doesn't matter if what happens with the industry, you still have to get in and address it and help
Definitely.
people and make sure
Definitely.
that they have their
And
homes
that will
restored.
always be there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's always gonna be
what we've
something.
learned, and this is how
And
we.
now even with the climate change, things are
Yes.
happening. Even
Yep.
in Canada,
Yeah.
A lot
in
more.
July we saw the floods and all that, and
Yes.
houses were
Yes,
flooded,
true,
and
true,
lots of things have
true,
happened.
true.
So
Getting
Absolutely.
basically to your point is that besides getting the right education in order to be competitive in this industry, I also gained more than 15 years working in construction industry.
wow,
So working with one of the largest GCs here in Canada helped me as well to gain the right
experience.
skill
Yes.
set and experience, and this is how
You
I
built a confidence
Yes,
to float
definitely.
your own company.
Definitely, and that I felt that going into the industry on my own, setting up the company, it's a mix of a little bit of everything. Your personality, your
skills,
education,
your management skill,
your
your
management
education.
skills, your people skills. You have to make sure you find a way how to talk to different clients, how to get the job done. Even
And you
sometimes
had that skills
Yeah.
inbuilt in you.
Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you. I think so. I hope I want to believe that I have it.
No, no.
But
We-
when you're managing,
We
you
feel
have
you're
to.
a strong woman,
Yeah.
really hardworking.
Thank you.
Same time.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Tamara, as we've also read, you have a great experience in working in Moscow, then in Montreal. Did you find any difference in working in Russia and then here in Canada? If you could give us and our viewers some of the difference between the east and the west style of construction.
Although Canada kind of located on the same longitude as Russia, and the weather is very similar. The construction technologies
is
and
different, or
processes,
the same processes are same?
they're quite different.
Quite different.
They're quite
See,
different,
that's what
especially
we-
on the low-rise construction. We use different materials.
In Russia, I think they use the brick for construction.
They mostly use brick,
use
and
brick.
they mostly
Here we are just the structure is wooden.
the
Especially
structure
the
is wooden,
residentials.
but it's also dictated by different things, right? So the insurance industry is not as developed as here in North America. So as we say there, if anything gets built, it got to last centuries. And here it's a slightly different approach, which is not necessarily bad, but it's just different, right?
Entirely different, because it's a culture difference,
yes,
countries different.
Yes, and it's basically as a professional, you have to just to adapt and find the differences and ensure that you're bringing the best to where you at the
And
moment.
if you
So
consider Russia is an old empire, Soviet,
Yes.
since the time of Soviet
Yes.
Union
Yes.
time, and Canada is pretty young. It's
yeah.
an infant country. We are just
Compared to-
155 years old.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Go ahead.
Tamara, we read from your bio that you had a great experience with our local development firm, Allison Corporation.
Alliston, yeah.
Alliston. And we're part of the management team working on development of the modular construction division, as well as working on the new Toronto courthouse project. Could you tell us more about these experiences?
Yes, one of the latest companies that I worked for was Alliston, as I mentioned. It's a great company. I'm not sure how much I can say about it.
That's a well-known company.
It's a well-known
Very
company. It's one
well-known.
of the strongest, I would say,
Strongest
within
companies,
Canada. And at the times when I was part of that company, I was working in modular division. We were setting up modular division. The company had a vision of building a technology that would allow to build more housing and make it more affordable for our citizens. And I was part of the team, and then I was transferred working at New Toronto Courthouse project, which is a amazing project itself. It has about 17-story building with 12 elevators.
Wow.
Right,
Wow.
so it's serving as a new courthouse that is located on the University Avenue.
That gave you a very good confidence.
Good confidence,
With the team of
good exposure
good
to
exposure
really,
also.
really heavy construction work. Yeah.
And that was completed well in time. The courthouse.
As always, as most of the Ellisdone's jobs, I don't know any jobs that Ellisdone have not completed
Or
within
not delayed,
the timeline.
Very
Like,
good.
it's very
good.
professional.
That shows your hard work and dedication towards your profession.
Definitely. A lot of great skill set professionals work within that company, and I was one of them. It was honestly a true pleasure, and I'm very thankful and always thankful to that company for giving me an opportunity.
Giving honor to be a part of that project.
It's a great project
and the company itself and what they were exploring and doing with modular construction at that time.
Tamara, tell us in future if you get opportunity to do some construction work outside Ontario or maybe in North America, which includes USA. So will you be taking projects and later move to Europe and some other continent also? Being a leading constructor from Canada.
Yeah, it's like you gotta aim big, right, or go home. So we
you always do aim big only.
Yes,
remember that.
We're definitely looking for and exploring the opportunities working abroad. As I mentioned, the company is still growing. We more look at the opportunities, like as for the moment, for example, as I mentioned, what was happening with Florida is that as the opportunity to help, for example. As emergency industry, especially in Florida, they always get flooded. There's a lot of moisture. If we would be able to raise funds that we're looking for, we would be looking actually with the team to go
into Florida market
and try to help restoring and getting clear the damage that was happening there. That's one of the perspectives.
But are they that economically strong, Florida? As compared to just now, Canadian estate market is very strong.
I would say Canadian market is always steady and
strong. Demand is always there.
Yes, it's always. That's why I guess all the newcomers to Canada and new citizens of Canada adore Canada so much that the market and in general the economy compared to all the other countries, even in North America, is still very steady and predictable.
Yes.
Tamara, now let's talk about on a lighter side of your life. As a young girl in Tajikistan, you did your early schooling, high school from a native land. Then tell us about your moving to Moscow, then how many siblings you have got, brothers and sisters.
I actually have only one sibling. He immigrated as well with his family. He has 2 children and he lives in Montreal at the moment.
In Montreal, wow. So both are in Canada.
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Our mom still resides in Central Asia.
Central Asia, in Tajikistan
in
only.
Tajikistan, yes. My early years in Tajikistan were amazing. I got, as a ethnically Russian Ukrainian, I got exposed and lived in a Muslim country.
Wow.
That allowed me to learn about so many traditions. So I would say deep inside I'm very multicultural and I'm very open to different religions and in a way that
beliefs and religions
and
groups.
That you accept very everyone good. Growing up and as I said within different confessions back there as a country at that time. That republic was one of the former USSR.
Yeah.
So and then it got transferred as
to an independent country.
To an independent country, and then we got exposed to so many different multicultural, multi-religious backgrounds, and I really adored my years there.
So you recall your early years in Tajikistan and part of Moscow and all.
Yeah. I still go back there.
Happy memories.
Happy memories. I still go back there. I have a lot of friends.
Oh, that's nice.
That to be honest, Tajikistan is one of the most hospitable countries that I've ever been to. it's a tradition. There, anyone who comes across you, they would invite you to their house
Oh,
and
wow.
will offer you
Oh, wow.
some.
That's why you're so noble and hospitable.
Wow,
That's
nice.
probably where it comes from.
Yes.
I see everyone, and we say that having a guest in your house is a blessing.
Blessings, yeah.
Right.
That is a
that's-
belief. According to
Yes.
our faith also,
Yes.
if you have got a guest in your house and if you feed him, God will give you 40 times
That's-
more.
That's why my
That's a
doors.
belief.
That's why my doors are always open for you. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead,
Absolutely.
number 14. You have to complete your
Tamara, we
red
also
light.
read from your bio that as a hobby, you also undertook hairdressing diploma.
Oh, God.
Did you ever utilize that hobby ever as a young, maybe ambitious girl back home and tried styling hair with maybe your
And
friends?
now you must have used that
Yeah.
hairstyling
Have you ever
technique
used
on
it now?
yourself only.
Just on my own.
Just on your own, yeah.
Because you became
Yes.
so busy and professional, you
Yes.
had no time to part with your hobby or do something with your hobby.
Growing up, as I mentioned, being it's a different culture, right?
Yes.
We're girls are not in the third world country, especially Muslim
Right.
country. Girls
Uh-huh.
are not supposed to work.
Right.
It's not
So
as here.
Tajikistan was a Muslim or
It's a Muslim country.
Muslim
Oh,
country?
It's a
Muslim.
Muslim country, and back there as a teenager, I was not allowed, let's say, to work any, and we don't have the fast food
Wow,
chains there
wow.
like McDonald's where
yes.
you can go and
But
work.
now
like-
that they have the McDonald's and
no,
everything.
they don't.
No?
No?
They still don't.
They don't have McDonald's.
They have
Because
different
I
type of
heard that
restaurants.
they have opened a McDonald's in Moscow.
In Moscow they have, but
Mhm.
in Central Asia, at least
Central
in
Asia, no.
Tajikistan, we still
No.
don't.
Not in
Wow.
Uzbekistan or nor
I don't know
Ukraine.
about those
About
countries.
Ukraine
no,
was
the
quite advanced.
Ukraine has for sure,
Yes,
and
yeah.
I'm not sure about Uzbekistan, but Tajikistan.
So was Tajikistan an industrialized place?
It is very
is.
civil, very industrialized. It still takes time to get where most of the developed countries are, but as I mentioned, it's a third world country.
Mhm.
And basically, that being said, as a teenager, everyone wants to have their dollar that they want to make. Sometimes for some their extra expenses that sometimes parents cannot help with.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And so I was looking what I can do, and I couldn't work at the restaurants. And I basically went and learned the profession after school and started
Oh,
practicing on
Practicing
my
on your own
girlfriends.
self or the friends or the
Yes,
girlfriends.
on my girlfriends. And then,
Very
to
good.
be frank, during some years
It's a
of
fun
my
thing too.
yes, it's a fun
Yeah.
thing. And during some of my years in high school and then first years of university, it actually helped a lot when you have
Yes,
to
for
be
sure.
a student and find a way how to pay for some of your expenses. That really
Absolutely.
helped.
Oh, yeah.
So Tamara,
Amazing.
what other hobbies you pursued during your young age, or you would still like to pursue? Are
There's
there
so
any
many.
ambitions still left, or which you have not unfulfilled?
The sky's the limit. There are so many things to explore, and even nowadays, I find like there's something new to try. There's a new game pickleball.
Why not? Why
Apparently.
not? We
Yes.
have one life to live.
Yeah.
Yes, there's
Just
a new.
remember.
That's true, and I find that as long as you're learning, you're growing. Even if it's just hobbies, even if it's something that not applicable to your professional life, it's still always good to
Still
explore and
interesting,
learn.
yeah.
And this is what I try to embed in my lifestyle from time to time to find a new
Very
hobby
good.
which I can
Pursue.
try and pursue. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tamara, how the time has flown. See,
yes.
the red signals are all showing us that our time is ending. So,
Yeah.
would you like to give a very final, strong message to our viewers, to construction industry in Canada as well as abroad?
Sure, with pleasure. As a female entrepreneur and as a female in construction, I would encourage all the younger generation and younger females to not be stopped by someone's beliefs. That construction is only for majority for males. So pursue your dreams, dream big, and do not be scared. Don't be scared of really putting really hard work into what you want to achieve.
So, would you say some few words in your Russian or Tajikistan language also, so that we create a multiculturalism?
Sure,
Because
sure.
Canada believes in diversity.
That's true. It's hard to switch. Здравствуйте всем. Спасибо большое, что смотрели эту передачу. Хотела бы сказать пару слов в том, что как как иммигрант в Канаде, я очень признательна, что меня пригласили на передачу и дали возможность высказаться и рассказать о своем бэкграунде. Я говорила на английском о том, что мечтайте и не бойтесь своих мечт, стремитесь и идите к ним и работайте над ними, и все обязательно получится.
Very good. Thank you.
Nice.
No, that will create a very good impact for our
Thank
show
you.
and for your
I
community
love it.
and all
Thank
the
you.
CIS country which will be watching our interview. They will be very pleased,
Thank you very much.
you know.
Thanks.
So go ahead.
And with that note from our guest speaker, Tamara Gavrilenko, we'll be signing off and see you all next week at the same show at the same time on Saturday, 8 o'clock p.m. Now, our 24 hours TV channel can also be viewed on Rogers and Shaw cable networks and all our precious component channels as well.
So with
Thank
that
you,
note
Cindy.
from Cindy, we would be saying good night, goodbye, God bless Canada, God save our King.
Good
Goodbye.
night.
Bye.